So it's the morning, and today I want to hike Mount 5040. And I tried to get up the logging road to get to the trailhead yesterday, but my car got stuck. So I'm going to go and see if I can repair a little dip in the road that I got stuck in last night. And hopefully, if I can fix that, I can get my car over it. Hopefully the road will be a little bit better after that, and then I can keep going and get to the trailhead. So this is where I got stuck last night. You can see somebody put up a ribbon, and I don't know, I think maybe I'll try and level out those rocks a bit and see if I can fix it, because the road looks like it's clear after that. I should be able to keep going. So I fixed it a little, and I cut that tree that was sticking out down, so hopefully I should be able to squeeze by there now. Well, I've taken my car as far as it'll go, probably further than it should have gone again, but looks like there's some big dips up in there, and with some loose rock, there's no way I'll be able to continue. So that's the way I came. I'm surprised I even made it up there, but I think this is going to add around 2.5 kilometers onto my hike, but that's okay. Well, the views are starting to get nice. I'm still on this logging road though. It was more than 2.5K. Probably another K to go now. I'm almost at the trail. You can see the cascading waterfalls coming down the mountain there in the distance. Alright, I finally made it to the trail. And I finally got some cover from that sun, because it is really hot out here. This trail is super steep. Whew. I just started and I'm already out of breath. Sure are lots of waterfalls coming down this stream from Cobalt Lake. Oh, first little patch of snow. So I'm at the snow line. You can also see another lake just across the ways from me. More snow on that mountain. I made it to Cobalt Lake. It's a nice little alpine lake. And I'm going to stop and take a break here, eat my lunch. I'm going to try and summit, which I assume that's the peak there of 5040. One of those two. So I'll get up there and see what kind of view I can get. But, I mean, the view from this lake already is pretty good. There's not much of a trail left, and this mountain seems to go on forever. But I'm going to keep going because I'll make it to the top. So when you're hiking on snow up steep slopes, it's always good to have an ice axe so you can self-rest if you start to fall. I got mine here. I just found it. I'll usually make one out of wood, and I've actually self-rested with one before and I've been fine. Well, I came off the snowpack and I lost the trail, but I'm fairly certain I can climb this. It's rather steep, but I only have a light pack on, and once I get to the top, that should be the top. I made it. A top of 5040, named after the elevation in feet before Canada switched to the metric system. But this is an amazing 360 view. You can see where the mountains drop off in the distance there. That's the ocean. You can see all the mist, the low-lying clouds. Man, Vancouver Island is just spectacular. Got some clear blue snowmelt down there. And that's Cobalt Lake down there, where I came from. I've been doing a lot of coastal hikes lately, and I almost forgot how much I like alpine hiking. I mean, I like coastal hiking, don't get me wrong, but alpine hiking to me is where it's at. You get views like this. I could just hang out here for a couple hours, eat some food, take in the sun, and this is such a great feeling. It's like I'm on top of the world here. And this is one of my favorite parts about hiking. Looks like I found some geocache at the top of the mountain here. It was in a container that was wedged in the rocks here on this lookout. I did find the container by accident. And now they want me to join their cult. Well, I'll show them by throwing this over the mountain. I'm just kidding. Well, I'm gonna head down now. I felt a few drops, and you can see over here there's basically a rain wall all around me. So it's raining in the distance. I felt a few drops, and I don't want to get caught up here in the rain. Although it doesn't look like it's pouring too much, and you know, there's no lightning, so I'll be okay. But it's just about 4 o'clock now, and I'm going to need around 3 to 4 hours to get down to back to my car, so better head out. Here's the actual trail, which I'll take down, and this is my rock climbing route, which I foolishly took up. Well, so the actual trail isn't actually much better than the trail I took. Whoa. And I almost fell down at one point, but managed to catch myself. And I mean, it's hard to tell with the camera, but that is super steep there. I'm coming down there, whoa, foot first, basically on your ass, sliding and trying your best not to lose your footing. Okay, I made it to the snow. So I gotta put my phone away now and carefully get down this slope. Son of a bitch, I was walking and this ice bridge here collapsed. I went around it, went on my way up, but I got lazy and tried to cross it on my way down. It collapsed and I fell forward and hurt my right leg. Ooh, close to a sprain. Oh, maybe just a minor sprain. Nothing that'll strand me up here though. How cool is that? The mist come rolling in over the mountains. Ptarmigan, I think that's what they're called. Part of the grouse family. It's a meaty game bird. But boy are they dumb. I'm so close to this guy I could literally club him with this. Have a meal. But I won't need to do that. Huckleberries here. It's the season now, so they're starting to come in. But the plants here are still a little small, but like all those plants are all blueberry, huckleberry plants. So this is not bad though. So a little snack. You can see a lot of green ones, just not quite ripe yet. And I made it back to my car. Still lots of time to spare in daylight hours. So I'm at the Coombs County Market and I'm on my way to check out the Horn Lake Caves, and I figured I'd stop here for ice cream. I always like to stop here when I'm driving through on the island. Yeah, so this is one of the problems of eating ice cream when you have a beard. There's no real way to do it. So I'm in the Horn Lake Caves here, and these caves look like they have the potential to be really cool. That's the entrance there, and then just inside they've got this nice big gate here. It says Conservation and Restoration Work in Progress. Basically another way of saying you have to pay if you want to go in here, because they have a hut at the front door and then you can pay for a guided tour. I don't like when I see caves like this. So it's like probably an amazing cave inside, and they found a way to make money off of it. So now they won't let anybody in unless you pay them. So there's a couple more caves along this trail here that I'm going to go check out. Apparently there's a couple that I can do without paying, so we'll see those. Alright, this is the lower cave here, so let me go ahead and check that out. Bit more to explore here than the main caves. And this huge open area here. That there, the bottom, is probably like 2 or 3 stories down. Well, 2 stories. It looks like the cave might go up further up there, but I would not want to climb these rocks here without a rope because it's super slippery with all the mud. There's no real way to wedge in there. Of course, there's another tunnel down here, so I'm going to follow this one for a bit and see where it goes. Alright, so it looks like there's a tiny hole down there where all the water seems to be going. I came from up there. I don't know how much lower I can go here. I kind of want to go a little further down there, but I don't have a helmet. So I don't want to risk crawling in too tight of a spot. Well, curiosity got the best of me and I crawled through there. And it looks like I'm just back in the main chamber, which would make sense because it was underneath the part I came from. So I'll head up here and I guess make my way out. If I get lost, I'll go back through there, but I don't think I'll need to. Check out how big this rocky part of the mountain is. Must be a really huge cave system going through there. Okay, that's one of the caves down there that I can't go into. You can see there's a gate on it. So I'll keep going. I think this Anders cave up here is something I can explore. Alright, now this is an exciting cave entrance. Oh, there's a little hole here and a ladder which goes down. Oh, you can't squeeze through that way. So according to the map that was at the front on of the park entrance, this cave is supposed to keep going down until you just hit a dead end or something. Okay. So I'm pretty wedged in here. If I want to go any further, I have to go on my stomach, which I don't know if I want to do that. Because then I'll have to back out. And this is the last cave in the area, Cougar Cave, which apparently is just a big pit. That's about as far as it goes, and I don't know, maybe I can climb down there. Let me try. Check out this cave spider here. He's in the perfect spot. He's got no shortage of food. Oh, there's a bunch of spiders up in here. There's tons of these little cave flies flying around. That is the bottom of Cougar Cave there. Cooking my dinner, and then I'll find a place to sleep, and then tomorrow I'm going to head north on the island up to probably Campbell River and then over to Gold River. Today I'm going to be hiking Kings Peak, and it's supposed to take about 10 hours to do in a day hike, and it's already 11 o'clock, so I'm going to have to be quick if I want to make it up there and back before sundown. Normally people will do this over 2 or 3 days, but I really enjoyed the day hiking with the lighter pack. I'm also adding a couple kilometers onto my hike because there's a mouse at the trailhead who has become used to going inside people's cars because he bothered me last night and I had to move. I don't want to leave my car there because then he's just going to eat all my food while I'm up hiking the mountain. So I've parked about a kilometer back, so it only adds probably another 30 minutes overall onto the total hike, so it's not too bad. I only brought one of my hiking sticks with me, and I realize I probably need 2 for this climb because it's getting steep. So I've chopped up this one here, and now I'm just gonna shave off all the bark and the knots. And this one's actually pretty good. It's really light and strong. Now this is a solidly built bridge. This tree landed on it and it didn't even take it out. Usually when a tree falls on a bridge like this, it breaks it. This is the biggest slug I've ever seen. Looks like a giant piece of poo. It's been just over an hour and I'm about, I don't know, halfway up to the height of at least that peak there. But King's Peak goes much higher than that. So probably still another 2.5 to 3 hours from the top. My first glimpse of King's Peak. There it is. So, still a bit of a ways to go, but at least I can see the top now. Waterfall number 3. Well, I'm hiking up this gully here. A lot of waterfalls along the way. Look, there's a big patch of snow there. I'm glad the snow's melted because walking on snow here with the water running underneath could be dangerous, but it's pretty steep to get up. This might take me a little longer than I thought. So what I think I gotta do is go this way, climb up on that ridge, and then walk along the whole ridge up there to get to the top. Gully climbing. It takes everything out of you. Who knows how much longer. This peak just goes on forever. It's definitely one of the toughest climbs I've done. You can see there's still a bit to go. It's 3 o'clock now. I don't even know. I'm gonna run late on this. I'm definitely gonna have to hike back in the dark. Hopefully I can make it past the first really steep gully I did before it hits dark. Then it'll just be the first hour and a half I did with my headlamp. That won't be so bad, but I got a late start today. But this has been one hell of a hike so far. King's Peak inches a little bit closer. Oh. Ah. Woo! Top of the world. Weather forecast, lots of clouds. But I'm sort of in a cloud now, but it's still great being up here. A little cold, but this This is like a really high peak. You can see there's a glacier right over there and another really high peak, but I think the one I'm on is higher. Just mountains everywhere. And now I'm just writing in the register here. It seems like there were people here yesterday, which makes sense because that was the weekend. Now it's Monday, so. And not many people, I guess, do this as a solo hike. Yeah, don't want to trip here. That's a long way down. I love hiking on the edge though, places like this. It's 5 o'clock now, and I got to see, well, it took me, let's see, 6 to 6.5 hours to get up here. So I don't know how long it's going to take to get down, but it gets dark usually around 8:30 now. So I've got 3 hours to get as low as I can, and then the rest of the way I'll have to throw on my headlamp, but hopefully I'll be done the steep rock sections by then, because if I have just to hike through the forest on the forest trail, even though it's steep, it's okay as long as I've got a lot of trees to grab onto in case I slip. So I might even make it back before dark, but if not, I'll definitely make it into the safer section for the last bit. So check out this old growth forest I'm in. It's absolutely amazing. That tree back there is so massive, and there's at least 5 or 6 of them around me. These trees have got to be, some of these have got to be over 800 years old. This one here looks like it's the biggest. And then there's another one just behind it. I don't know if you can really see. To think the island used to be filled with trees like this. It's a shame that nowadays they're really hard to find. They've all been cut down. Alright, I finished. And just before it got dark too. I'm just about at the car in a sec now. Overall, it was a great day. A lot of good peaks I saw. I did about 10.5 hours of hiking, so it's quite the distance. Tomorrow I'm going to be heading around the lake here and checking out a bunch of waterfalls on some easy trails. So hopefully, you know, it won't be too difficult tomorrow, because I'm going to need some sort of rest after that hike.